start today's class with a little story. One of the jobs I had when I was in high school was working for a furrier. His name was Milton Weintraub, and the store was called Mr. Milton's. But I learned something fascinating there, that the furs, not that they're popular anymore, but they were back then, furs go through their diurnal patterns and seasonal patterns that they would go through when they were on living animals. In other words, the pelts that made the fur coats in the summertime would shed, and in the wintertime would get more dense and retain, hold on to the fur better. And so what we had to do at the end of every season, at the end of every winter season, when it starts warming up, is people would bring their furs into the store, and we would put it into this giant refrigerated vault, and it was refrigerated down to 28 degrees, and that would prevent the fur from falling out of the fur coats. And that's just an interesting story that happens with furs. But the human body goes through that same experience. In the wintertime, our movements get smaller and tighter because our bodies conserve energy, and so it'll tighten up, pull things closer. Movements get smaller because it's wintertime and we want to try to save energy and save warmth and things like that. Some of our basic needs that we are not so concerned about these days because we have thermostats, refrigerators, water, and clothing. So what we're going to work on today is specifically getting us more towards, and I know some parts of the country are still freezing cold, even though here in Hawaii it's warm. We're going to get ourselves into springtime movements and activating the full range of motion of your joints and increasing the metabolism of your body to get it ready for that springtime, summertime body shape that you want. But what you don't realize is unless you turn off the process of moving like it's wintertime and it's super cold, your body's not going to change shape. So that's one of the frustrations of trying to start a diet on New Year's 1st and say I'm going to lose 10 pounds starting in the middle of winter.
So we're going to shed those extra winter coats that we've accumulated.
That is exactly what we're going to do. And, this is a process, like we said, should have started in November, but we're going to start it now because this is a good time now, actually. It's not too late because it'll still follow the seasonal diurnal patterns of the body, and we can shed the weight as we head towards spring. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to work time under tension, working full ranges of motion, which are always fun to do. So we're going to start from the beginning, get rid of something called unintentional limp. We're going to look at our stance. Our feet are going to be parallel, hips width apart. Here's your ASIS, here's your pubic symphysis. Midway in between is actual hips width apart. So we want you to line up hips width apart and make sure those feet are parallel underneath you. Then you're going to bend your knees, slightly turn your knees out, fire up your quads, your calves. Okay? Then 1/3 the weight goes through your toes and the corresponding metatarsal head. And then, I really screwed that one up.
You did.
Yeah, let's try that again. Then 1/3 the weight will go through, why am I saying 1/3? Then
we're going to start with grounding the tripod of our feet into the ground, lifting the arches of our feet. As we do that, we're going to make sure that the 1/3 of the weight is through the toes, 1/3 of the weight is through the balls of our foot, and 1/3 through the heel.
So that means our weight is more forward. But we're going to go further. We're going to anchor it down. We're going to put one weight through our big toe and the corresponding metatarsal head, outer 4 toes and the corresponding metatarsal head, especially the pinky toe, and finally the heel. I'm glad Maria could get it out. I couldn't get it out. So as we keep our knees bent, knees turned out, we're going to turn on first chakra, that's your pelvic floor. Second chakra, that's your lower abs. Third chakra is your upper abs. Now you're going to draw your shoulder blades down and back, get your head over the top of your pelvic floor, suck in that tummy, and we start here. We're going to engage our abs. We're going to suck in our tummy and try to change the shape of our abdomen. You're sucking it in, but keeping your butt relaxed.
As we do this, make sure, like Michael said, you keep the glutes relaxed. Keep that tailbone reaching down, straight down towards the ground.
You'll feel your lats. These are your posterior back muscles, draw on.
And as we exhale, you're going to pull that belly button closer to your spine.
And then here we go. Keep your abs engaged. Flatten out your abs. We're going to do our little squats. We're going to go as deep as we can, keeping our spine straight. And then we're going to come on up. The goal here is to keep your abs on. No shaking, shimming, or stuttering in your movements, because this is time under tension. And we're looking at creating range of motion while the core is on. And you'll notice this is one of the ones that you give up most quickly during the winter time, and you start flexing from your back instead of from your knees and your hips. And now we got to get it back. Because in the old days, we'd be preparing for the spring harvest, so we got to get everything warmed up and strong. Keep your abs engaged. Suck in that tummy. Try to go a little deeper, but keep your abs engaged. Don't let them turn off on the bottom, nor on the top. Smiles are up. That's like 10, isn't it?
11.
Okay, we'll stop there. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in your tummy. We're going to do a hip circle. We want you to try to move from your abs, not from your butt. Suck in your tummy. Your lats are working. Your abs are working. Your obliques are working. Just feel what it feels like to move through without moving your head. Suck in that tummy. And then go in the opposite direction.
That was only 7.
That's okay. I meant to do 7. Keep moving it around.
7.
Okay, good. We're going to stay there as we stretch open some of the ranges of motions that we lose first, and that's ankle ranges of motions. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking your tummy. The ball of your left foot's on the block. Your heel is down. You're sucking in your tummy. We're going to continue our squat. So turn your knees out first. Abs are on for second, third chakras. You're going to squat down, and then you're going to come up. Keep breathing. We're stretching out a muscle specifically called the soleus. It's a calf muscle that only crosses the ankle and doesn't cross the knee as well, like the gastroc. Keep your abs engaged. This gets the blood circulating from the lower half of the body because we know the soleus is the second heart. Keep breathing.
10.
Good. Stay at the top. Abs are nice and tight. Hip circle once again. Smiles are up. Abs are on. Butts relaxed. It's a good day.
10.
Opposite direction. Try not to move your head and shoulders. This is not a shampoo. Smiles are up.
10.
Okay. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Okay, we're going to switch sides. Okay. You're stretching out this calf. Notice how much tighter it is in the other side, but your brain believes it's the same flexibility as the other side. So you got to work into it. Knees turn out. Abs are nice and tight. Sucking your tummy. First, second, third chakras are on. We do our little squats. Now we're going to notice if the soleus is tighter or looser on one side. That is muscular imbalance. And as we talked about, that creates unintentional limp. So we're trying to balance things out. Suck in your tummy. Keep breathing. Keep those knees over the tops of your feet. Smiles are up.
10.
Okay, stay at the top, hip circles. Suck in your tummy. Abs are on. Try not to move your head and shoulders.
10.
Opposite direction. Smiles are up.
10.
Okay. We're going to flip back to the other side. Once again, we're going to work range of motion that we don't typically do. We're going to start with your heel down, feet parallel, abs nice and tight. First, second, third chakras are on, and then we're going to come up. Your knee will bend. Your knee goes straight forward. It does not go medial. Straight up, and then all the way back down. We're starting to work ranges of motion. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. Things will get harder. Don't you worry. Make sure that knee goes straight forward, straight back. Abs are engaged. Smiles are up. Good. Keeping your foot on top of the block, abs are nice and tight. We're going to stay in high heel as you squat down and come back up. Heel is up. Suck in that tummy. Abs are engaged. I know all of this seems easy, but we're going through this to wake things up. And notice how your body resists going deeply into this.
10.
Okay, flip those toes over. As always, abs are nice and tight. We're going to go deeply into this. Keep breathing. Abs. Majority weight is in your right leg. That's normal. Abs.
10.
Good. Let's switch sides. Follow your foot is on the block. Your heel is down. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. And then you're going to lift your heel up into high heel and then go back down. Go through the full range of motion. Make it as clean as you can. Connect it to your core. Notice when you turn off your core. This is important too because that's where we end up injuring the extremities. That's why we want to stay connected. Make sure that knee goes straight forward and then back down. Straight forward. Whoops. Okay, keeping your heel up, abs are nice and tight, you're sucking your tummy, you're going to go into a deep squat, and then you're going to come back up. We're working ranges of motion of your hips that we don't like using when we're cold. So we're warming them up in the spring, keep your abs nice and tight. And by getting fuller ranges of motion, you're going to increase metabolism in the body. Abs.
10.
Okay, flip those toes over. Still warming up. Here we go. Majority weight will be in your left leg. That's okay, so you don't snap off those toes. But we got to learn to bend the toes so we can keep them safe when they're in a vulnerable position. A number?
8. 9. 10.
All right. We're going to switch back again. You're going to go high heel. Abs are nice and tight. You can put the roller on your right side. You're going to take your leg back slightly. High heel. We're going to work on moving. And you're moving your right leg. Your left hand's behind you and will follow your right leg as you bring your knee to your chest and back down. Your head doesn't bob up and down. Your heel stays up. Keep breathing. Put your foot back, same place every time.
10.
Good, let's switch sides. High heel, leg back, abs tight, suck in your tummy. Here we go. Right hand follows left leg, high heel, and knee to chest. Try not to move your head. Keep that heel high. Bring that knee to your chest, which is not going to want to, because that costs energy. And in our winter hibernation, we don't want to do that. You can do it like I'm doing, stabilizing, or like Maria's doing with no hands. Okay. We're going to switch back. High heel, rear leg, high heel. High heel now. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. We're going to lift lower that front heel. Abs are nice and tight, leaning forward, chest up, shoulder blades down back, pushing back that right thigh. You should feel this in your butt, in your quad, not so much in your calf. Chest up, you should not feel it in your low back because we're working muscles and not joints. Shouldn't feel this in your knee, watch the alignment of that knee.
10.
Okay, and switch sides. Abs are nice and tight, you're sucking in your tummy, shoulder blades are down and back, you're high-heeled to high-heeled, push your hips back. First, second, third chakras on, shoulder blades down and back as you lift, lower your heel. Your head doesn't move, we're not bobbing, we're just lifting and lowering our heel. You should feel this in your glute max and your quad. Watch the alignment of knee over top of your foot. Suck in that tummy. Is that 10?
Mm-hmm.
That was fast. I'm going to push this forward slightly. Okay, high heel once again. You're going to hold on to your roller. Stay up, abs tight. Remember, we're working muscles, not joints. So you should only feel this in your quad and your butt. Your abs are stabilizing, your lats are on. Heels up, both heels. And you're going to hinge forward and then come back up. Your goal is to work your left glute max. Maybe your quad, but that's about it. Suck in your tummy.
Keep that heel lifted.
Yes. Suck in that tummy.
10.
Good job. We're switching sides. High heel. Keep that heel lifted. Push your hips back, abs nice and tight, chest up. Don't tuck your tail. No pressure in your low back because we're not using joints, we're using muscles. Watch the alignment. Here we go. Suck in that tummy. Keep breathing, keep your abs stabilized. We're trying to change the shape of the body and not keep it nice and round.
10.
Good job. Switch sides again. High heel. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. Stick your booty out. Okay, and here we go. You're going to lift and lower that rear foot without moving your head. But always putting your foot back to the same place, staying on a high heel in the front. Abs, butt, quads, no joints. Should not feel this in your foot. If you do, tighten your abs, pull it up into your core.
10.
Good. Switch sides. Okay, heel is up. Abs are nice and tight, legs back behind you, you're sucking in your tummy. And here we go. You're going to lift and lower, keeping your heel high, putting your foot back in the same place every time, trying not to move your head, stabilizing through your butt and your quad and your abs and your lats. You're breathing.
10.
Okay, good. We're going to do this just because it's weird. We're going to drop the heel down. We're going to be high heel on the right foot. Front knee is bent, knees over top your foot. You're sucking in your tummy. Your front knee is bent. Okay, here we go. We're going to hinge forward and then come back up again. Abs are nice and tight. Stick out the booty. Suck in that tummy. Keep breathing. I know. Ah! Time under tension, so keep your core on so you don't fall off balance.
10.
Okay. We're switching sides. Heel is down. Left tiptoes. Front knee is bent. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking your tummy. Watch that alignment. And here we go again. Feel what it feels like to hinge from your butt, not from your knee. This is where it should be happening. Look how big the butt muscle is compared to knee muscles. Which is ironic because the knee is the largest joint in the body and it has the least amount of stability. The hip joint, which is only about this big, is surrounded by big, powerful muscles. So which one should we be using? Okay. So we've warmed up the butt a little bit. We're going to go to back to the abs for a moment. You're going to put, if you're taller, the roller on top of a block. If you're about average height, you can put the roller against the ground. If you're shorter, you can stand on 2 blocks and then put your, you get the idea. So, I am going to put the roller on top of the block like this. I'm trying to activate what are called your obliques. Your chest goes up, 50-50 weight distribution, abs are nice and tight, you're sucking your tummy. Your goal is to crush down and try to crush the roller, make it shorter.
So as you squeeze your obliques, try to really pull that armpit down towards your hip.
These are going to get what are called your obliques and your transversus. Transversus is this belt-like band of muscles across your abs that keep everything tucked in there.
10.
Okay, staying in this position, and your head will lean on this one. We want the head lean. Abs are nice and tight. You're going to lift lower. As you're pushing down, you're going to lift lower your right foot without bending your knees. Your knees stay locked out. So you're getting it from your obliques.
10.
Good. Staying in this very weird position, abs are nice and tight. You're going to lift lower your right leg. Keep pushing down. Keep breathing. Suck in that tummy. Smiles are up.
10.
Okay, switch sides. You're going to crush down on the roller once again. Your feet are weight distributions 50-50. Abs are nice and tight. Crush.
Squeeze your obliques, pulling the armpit down towards your hip.
Get this from your side, as Maria is saying, not from your neck. I know your neck's going to go, yeah, I can do this. Make the roller shorter. Make your abs tighter.
10.
Okay, and then here we go. Keep crushing down as you lift, lower your right leg. Notice if it's harder to lift and lower than your left leg. And that goes back to what we talked about last week, which is the unintentional limp. Chest is up.
10.
Good. We're going to lift lower this leg. Left leg. Keep pushing down. Abs are nice and tight. Notice if it's easier or harder than the other side. Keep breathing.
10.
Good. We're going to put the roller, in front of you. You can put your elbows on the roller, like you're listening to someone tell a story at a bar or something. Do not clench your butt. Very important. You're just going to suck in your tummy and release. Suck in your tummy and release. Once again, you're driving down with your elbows into that roller. You're sucking in your tummy. Keep breathing. You cannot tell because Maria and I are wearing black, but our tummies are sucking in a lot, so much you can see our spines from the front side. It is true. I kid you not.
20.
Okay, good. All right. Now, we can go to work. So like we said, what happens in colder weather is that we don't use full ranges of motion to try to conserve energy. We're going to try to change that. You're going to take your right foot forward, left foot back. We've done this before. Abs are nice and tight. Front knee is bent. Make sure that knee's over top of your foot. You're pushing back your left thigh. Hands go in to stick them up as we do sit-ups now. You're going to suck in your tummy. You're going to bring your left elbow to your right knee, and then back up again. Keep breathing. Ooh, hold your balance, keep your core on, time under tension. You should be working your butt, not your low back. If you feel your low back, something needs to stabilize and your hips need to push back further. What number are we on?
10.
Okay. Switch sides. That was easy. Rear heel is off the ground, front knee is bent, abs are nice and tight, hands are in, stick them up. Okay, here we go. Jaws relaxed. Keep breathing. Don't use your low back, you're using your butt, you're using your quads. Those are muscles and not joints. Suck in that tummy. Keep breathing.
10.
Good job, everyone. Come back to standing. Shoulder blades are down and back, quads on, hip circles. Regulate your blood pressure by keeping your abs stabilized. Keep breathing.
10.
Opposite direction. Try not to move that head all over the place. It'll move a little bit, but not a lot. Okay, is it 10 yet? We're going to get our blocks again. We're going to put it underneath our left knee. Right foot's going to go forward. Oh, there's Wolfie. She's not even going to acknowledge us. She's going to straighten her little honeycomb. Abs are nice and tight. Head's over the top of the block. Keep your head over the top of your block by keeping your abs on as you go hips side to side. So now we're starting the process of working ranges of motions of the hip. Okay, abs are nice and tight, shoulder blades are down and back. Push your hips forward, side to side. Always we're stretching out the hip flexors, mainly the rectus femoris, which is also one of the quad muscles. Abs are nice and tight. Your head's not moving.
10.
Okay. We're going to reach back, grab that left foot with our right hand, pull our heel to our butt, push forward. Abs are nice and tight. You're going side to side. Suck in your tummy. Add a twist to the right.
10.
Okay, we're going to cross midline. We're just warming everything up. Suck in your tummy. This is not to feel it in your joints. You want to feel this in muscles. Nothing makes you feel older than when you feel your joints. When you feel your muscles, you feel very vivacious. Keep breathing. Okay, come back up again. Abs are nice and tight. We're going to start some of our range of motion. You're going to curl your toes under. We're going to go into the thinker position.
We're not going to switch.
What's that?
We're not going to switch first.
It's probably a good idea, but I'm already committed to this. We're going to start out with this. We will switch though. Abs are nice and tight. You're just stretching into your smallest position. We want you lower down. Actually put your left palm of your hand down on the ground. This is a lot like the Terminator opening scene. You can put your right hand down if you want. We're just stretching, getting those deeper ranges of motion, trying to make ourselves smaller.
And if you want, you can grab your right leg. Put yourself closer.
Even closer. Oh my goodness. Abs are nice and tight. You can pull your knee into your hip socket. And you'll feel a little compression in that hip joint. That's actually good to feel, because if you resist that, you're not using your hips the full range of motion. Just a little longer. And then we're going to come on out of this and stretch open. Abs are nice and tight. You should feel no pressure in your low back. You may feel your blood pressure suddenly drop too because we went from compressed to open. Try to regulate it by stabilizing your abs. And we're going to switch sides before Michael forgets, and that's what Mario was referring to a second ago. Michael forgot. Heads over the top of the block, abs are nice and tight, you're sucking your tummy, hips go side to side. Keep breathing. For those that live in colder country, notice what your flexibility is like on a day like this versus in the middle of summer, let's say July. So temperature has a lot to do with what has to do with flexibility. Come forward, abs are nice and tight, side to side. Try not to move your head. We're going to activate the righting reflex. Suck in your tummy. Keep breathing. Okay, reach back with your, your left hand to grab your right foot, pull your heel into your butt, rotate to the, the left. Abs are nice and tight, chest is up.
We're wiggling, right?
What?
Wiggle.
Oh yeah, and we're wiggling. Thank you, Maria. Abs are nice and tight, you're sucking in that tummy. As the music gets more joyous. Oh my goodness. Okay, you're going to straighten that leg, you're going to straighten that front leg, take it across midline, reach, 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 reach. Time under tension, so we're using muscles and not joints. Young people talk about their muscles, old people talk about their joints. Now you're starting to understand how it happens. Don't be an old people, talk about muscles. Okay. And then we're going to go into our thinker position to stretch our foot a little bit, bend our knee a lot. You're going to reach down, take that right hand to the ground. If you want, you can take that left hand to the ground. Like we did on the other side that Maria said, you can reach around, grab your knee if you want, and pull that knee into the hip socket. So if you feel that pressure in the front of the left hip, which is normal, and we want to work that pressure, we want to get deeper into it. It's not damaging anything. It's actually getting you out of a lot of bad behaviors. Keep breathing. That about long enough?
10.
Okay, we're going to switch back to the other side. Your left knee goes on block, right foot's forward. We're going to go into our thinker position. If you feel excessive pressure in those metatarsal heads, push your heel back. That means you are using your metatarsal heads, joints, instead of muscles. I want you to push back far enough until you only feel a muscular stretch. Chest is up nice and tall. Your left hand's going to follow your right leg, and what we're going to do now is we're going to jump forward and we're going to come back. We're going to do this nice and slowly. Abs are nice and tight, you're sucking in your tummy. You're driving with your quad and your butt. And that's what happens when we get cold. During the winter time, we don't want to use major muscles if we don't have to, or we want to use only a very specific range of motion of those major muscle groups. And then when we start opening things up, if we don't open up the muscle fully, we can tear it. We're going to do 20 of these. Smiles are up, abs are on. Keep breathing. Feel what it feels like to activate muscles. What number are we on? Not going to tell me? Abs. Don't let anything fall apart.
20.
Don't lose balance. Stay in this position now. Abs are nice and tight. Your legs fatigue, so this is good. Chest is up and lift, gently lower. Lift, hold, gently lower. Stay in your core. Breathe. Ooh. We're just doing 10 of these. That would be
10.
10. That's right. Switch sides. Okay. First, we're going to start in this position. You're curling your toes under so we don't put an excessive amount of pressure into those metatarsal heads because we're doing muscles and not joints. Abs are nice and tight, chest up. Remember, your right hand goes with your left leg. Abs are nice and tight. And here we go. Jump. You're using muscles. You should feel your quad. You should feel your butt. You should not feel your knee. You're learning to propel from muscles. Like I said, old people talk about joints. Young people talk about muscles. Keep breathing. And really what it is vivacious people.
20.
Yes. Vivacious people talk about muscles. And sedentary people talk about joints. Abs. You should not feel this in your low back either, or your neck. Keep breathing. Abs.
20.
Yes. Okay, staying in this position. Lift, hold, gently lower. Lift, hold, gently lower. Abs are on. See what it feels like to balance. Keep breathing. Okay, good. We're coming into kneeling now. We're going to kneel first. Do a gentle stretch of your quads and your feet, your ankles, and we're going to activate your abs. Suck in your tummy. We're doing sit-ups now. Suck in your tummy, release. It's all about changing the shape of your stomach, changing the activity, changing the physiology of your body. We're heading towards spring. We're taking advantage of springtime physiology.
10.
Okay? Curl those toes under. If you feel excessive pressure in your toes, push your heels back even further. Oh, abs are nice and tight. You're sucking your tummy. We're doing sit-ups again. Keep breathing.
10.
Okay. Point your toes again. Ooh. We're going to do a few of these only because they're really good for you to get into your hips and your quads, butt, glute max, and quads. Chest is up, shoulder blades are down, back. Hands aren't stick them up. You're just going to come up and then back down. We want you to move your muscles. Feel how easy it is to move only from your joints. You can throw your hips forward. We want you to activate forward, activate back. Quads and abs, and then at the very last second, your butt. Suck in that tummy. Try to keep your knees closer together. Remember?
10.
Okay, here we go. We're going to come up, take one leg forward, and then you're going to go back down. This is a process of standing up. Be able to move your extremities in a correct line. Don't move it around. You should feel your quads, not your knees. We're not old people or sedentary people talking of joints.
10.
We're active people talking of muscles. Keep breathing. That's actually quite hard because you're changing your center of mass, and changing a center of mass costs a lot of energy. They're called joules. Versus joules, abs are nice and tight. We're going to come into pelvic floor exercises now. You're going to have a seat on top of the ball. Ball's midway between your pubic bone and your tailbone. Knees are together. Now we're going to work alignment. Make sure your head's over the top of the ball, your chest is up. First, second, third chakra's on. You're going to close up your rib cage, suck in your tummy. And now we're going to squeeze the pelvic floor on. Squeeze it, release it. Squeeze it, release it. This is important in martial arts for a punch, gymnastics for landings, diving, climbing, lifting, pushing, sculpting.
Thriving.
What?
Living and thriving.
Yes. Pelvic floor. Keep breathing. Okay, we're going to start out by stretching. You're going to take your right foot forward. So apparently I don't have much rotation, so we're going to rotate over to the that-a-way. What's that? The right. You can put your right hand on your right butt cheek to help you out. Your left hand is either straight, palms up, or palms down. Either, doesn't matter. Just don't let your knee cross midline. It's not that. It's keeping that tall alignment. Now rotate. And breathe. Keep your pelvic floor on. Keep your head over the top of the ball. And try to look behind you. Cars now have automatic backup cameras, so you don't have to rotate. But according to law, you still have to look out your rear view.
10.
Okay? Same position, we're going to just rotate the other direction. Look over your left shoulder. Keep breathing.
10.
Okay, let's switch sides. Okay, we're going to rotate over to the left once again. You can put your left hand on your booty. Chest up. Abs nice and tight. Look over your left shoulder and breathe. Good. Rotate the opposite direction. Chest open, abs nice and tight. Rotate your torso. Get that thoracic motion. The heart is such a beautiful muscle. It pumps blood to the whole body all day long. And it's interesting when we see so little thoracic motion. That's why we're working on that right now. Okay, leg back down. You can grab your dumbbells. Just move around, see how much more flexible things feel. Okay, we're going to do our bicep curls. Just basic bicep curl. You're going to bring it up, abs on, and then bring it back down, abs on. Smiles are up. You want to remember how to smile because this affects the frontal cortex. As we're finding out from mask wearing, children aren't getting that part of their brain developed, so they're developing something very, very similar to Asperger's, and just they can't form a relationship because they don't have that feedback. Smiles are up.
10.
Good. Shoulder blades are down and back, abs are nice and tight. You're going to do kickbacks now. Can you imagine being 3 to 5 years old and not being able to see grandma smile at you, or mom or dad? How terrible a day would that be for a child? And that'd be like the same as growing up in isolation because you're not getting socialized. Now we're going to add the twist. We're going to twist to the left, and then we're going to twist to the right. Try to take your torso with you. Suck in your tummy. rotate. Follow Maria's example more than mine because she does have such great thoracic motion. Awesome. Keep breathing, chest is up, shoulder blades are down and back. This one's going to be homolateral motion, but it is for ab stabilization. So tighten your abs, arms come out to your sides. There's something called frozen shoulder syndrome. It happens because of 3 reasons. 1, obviously trauma. You hit it really hard. 2, emotions. That's kind of interesting. Emotions can freeze up your shoulder. And 3, cold. Those are the 3 main reasons for frozen shoulder syndrome. Abs are nice and tight. So we're coming out of the cold. We have to make sure we have full range of motion in the shoulders with complete muscular activation with time under tension and connection to the core. Okay, rest.
There's a mosquito.
I know, I've been watching it too. There's one on the roof there too. Chest is up, shoulder blades are down and back, abs are nice and tight, roof or ceiling? Ceiling. And then hands up. Abs are nice and tight, suck in your tummy, and then push up, time under tension. So I was near a karaoke bar, how do you say it?
Karaoke.
Karaoke bar in San Francisco, and I heard some people singing, and I couldn't make out what they were singing. I could make out the melody, but they were singing, ceilings, oh my life, I have ceilings. I'm like, oh. I finally recognized the song. It was Feelings. Abs are nice and tight, suck in your tummy, shoulder blades stay down and back. You're just now gonna swing. You can move your arms, you can wiggle them around, but we're doing that nice contralateral motion with twists. So really add the torso twist. Your head's gonna move a little because you're dealing with weights. But try to get your mahalo to move to left and right. Okay, good. You can put the weights down now. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking tummy. We're finished out with our pelvic floor exercises. You're going to squeeze, release, squeeze, release. You should have a deeper connection with your pelvic floor now. Abs are nice and tight. Time under tension. We're going to do some sit-ups here as you go right hip to right rib cage, left hip to left rib cage. You're going back and forth. This is about using your obliques. You're doing this in an upright position. Oh, feel how you want to use your quads instead. Don't use your quads. Use your obliques. Smiles are up.
20.
Okay, we're going to do front back now. We're going to go open, close, open, close. Your goal is to move the thoracic cage. It is to move your abs, opening it up, closing it up, but don't let your ribs flare open. Keep them closed as you do spinal motion, getting all your organs to pump, and you're waking everything up.
10.
Good. All right. Take both feet forward. Abs are nice and tight. Last pelvic floor exercise, and because it's just such fun, put your hands and stick them up. Start to bounce. Suck in your tummy, shoulder blades down and back. You can add side motion that Mario always adds. So, kind of the point of today, make facial expressions like you're not wearing a mask. This will help you do it. Keep breathing, suck in that tummy. Okay, here, we're gonna round down like we're little gargoyles. Stretch, abs nice and tight, suck in your tummy. Don't let this go into any joints. You're keeping it in muscles. You can pull those knees into your chest.
Just don't forget you're sitting on a broken ball.
That is true. And then we're going to come open, 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 opposite direction. Chest is open, abs are nice and tight. You're breathing. This has 2 effects. One, we're pinching down on what's called your iliac arteries that connect to your aorta. So we're cutting off blood flow to the bottom half of your body. It's increasing blood pressure to the top half of your body. That's why you get lightheaded when you come out of this. So we're going to do a forward fold from here. You're going to straighten both legs, and then you're going to do a forward fold. That's why we're not immediately opening you up. Keep breathing. Any thoughts, Mario?
Be sure to keep the tripod of your feet grounded to the mat. Keep the arches of your feet lifted. Pull that energy all the way up through the inner thighs, lifting the pelvic floor. Connect to your lower abs. Bring the pubic bone closer to your belly button. Pull your shoulder blades down and back. Relax your neck and shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, suck the belly button to your spine. Bring the upper body closer to your legs.
Okay, now you're going to bend your knees, put your hands on your knees. And we're going to go into recovery position as we do our sit-ups. You're going to suck in your tummy and then relax. Suck in your tummy. Keep your pelvic floor on. Uh-oh. Suck in that tummy and release. Suck in that tummy and release. You're trying to change the shape of your abdomen, stabilize your pelvic floor, your shoulder blades go down and back, and you're breathing. Suck in that tummy and release. Suck in that tummy and release. You're trying to change the shape of your abdomen, stabilize your pelvic floor, your shoulder blades go down and back, and you're breathing. Okay, we're going to come down to the ground. We're not going up because of that blood pressure thingy. We're going to do ab work here. Ball goes in the small of your back. Your feet go on the ground. Your shoulder blades are down and back. We're going to do sit-ups. I want you to change the shape of your abdomen by activating your pelvic floor, closing up your rib cage, sucking in your tummy, and trying to pop the ball. Keep breathing. Smiles are up. 8. She meant you guys. Okay, abs are nice and tight. Hands go on your knees. Same thing. Suck in your tummy. Suck it in. 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 Okay. Staying here, we're going to do some of our shoulder exercises from before. We're going to interlock your fingers. You're going to try to rip your arms apart, but you're holding them together by your fingers. That creates dynamic tension in this upper ring of your shoulders. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in your tummy. We're going to twist, twist, twist. Do not bend your elbows. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. You're trying to use your obliques now.
Keep the chest lifted.
Good. Grab your knees again. Yeah, I guess the Olympics are on. I still haven't watched any of it. I have no awareness of the Olympics. I don't even know who's doing well. Sad thing. Abs are nice and tight. Now you're going to take your hands, push them together like you're holding a credit card between your hands. Keep elbows straight. We're going to rotate. This is a great golfer exercise. It teaches you to move from your core versus from your arms. Keep breathing.
20.
Good. And rest. Take your arms back behind you. Some of the best golfers in the world are football players. Why is that? In the off season, they play golf. That's why. Suck in your tummy. Shoulder blades are down and back. Abs are nice and tight. You're going to take your arms out in front of you. We're going to go for a walk. Opposite. Just walk. No opposites yet. Suck in that tummy.
10.
Okay. Now, keeping your abs engaged, you're going to go opposite hand, opposite foot. We know from the arm exercise we just did a second ago, you want to move from your core, not from your shoulders. We'll go more. Oh, let's go 16. I'm just feeling it. Okay, arms go back behind you. Arch over the top of the ball, rock from side to side. So even though it feels like month 27, Maria and I are in our second week of our cleanse. And I have to say, I fundamentally feel better. Wouldn't have thought that. I find myself more alert during the day. I feel myself more agile in my movements, and I feel more endurance. Abs are nice and tight. So not only exercise, but diet helps. You're gonna bend your knees. You're gonna put the ball underneath your sacrum. Shoulder blades are down, back, abs are nice and tight. You're sucking your tummy. We're gonna do a little bit of walking. Hands are against the ground. You're gonna lift one leg up, and then you're gonna gently lower it. But what you're gonna do is keep your abs nice and tight. You're gonna pretend there's a champagne glass on your stomach. You don't want to spill. You're holding your core on one side, then the other. You can absolutely do what Maria's doing. She's switching in the air versus switching on the ground. Abs are nice and tight. They'll hold on to the core. Oop. Keep breathing. And rest. 19. Okay, 19.
20.
Now rest. Suck in your tummy, abs are nice and tight. Now we're going to take it into a walk. You're doing the same thing. It's just going to be opposite hand, opposite foot. So we're creating a more systemic, contralateral movement of the body, where more of the body is involved. And that's what happens. You'll notice in the cold of winter, your gait gets really small, your movements get really small. And we're expanding back out into springtime. Legs go straight, abs are nice and tight. Suck in your tummy, champagne glasses on your belly again. We're going for a walk. Keep breathing. We're going to do 2 sets of these guys, because this is long lever. Suck in your tummies. Good. Now we are going to go opposite hand and opposite foot that we started out with on the other side. Suck in your tummy. Okay. Abs are nice and tight. You're bending your knees. Your knees are in the air. We're going to go for a little walk. Walk, 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 walk. Non-weight bearing on the knees. No pain in the knees at all in this motion. If you do, you got to figure out what muscles you have to turn on to stabilize the knees so you don't feel any pressure in the knees. Now we're going to take it up to a little trot, like Wolfie just did. And now to a jog. Now to a sprint. Sprint, 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 sprint. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking your tummy. You're gilling for a moment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? You're going to put your feet down, straighten your legs once again, rock from side to side. We're going to sit up, do one set of a type of sit up. We'll do more next time, but this time we're going to do a sit up. You're going to sit up. Your legs go off to the right. Come on, Maria. Ball goes off to the left. You're in your Little Mermaid position. Oops. Under the sea. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking your tummy, chest up, shoulder blades are down and back. Now we're going to do I'm a Little Teapot, Little Mermaid action here to the right. Smiles are up. Your goal is to use your obliques. Just want to make sure muscles are turning on. You're elongating this side, you're shortening this side. Okay, like I said, we're only doing a few of these. Let's do the other side. Legs go off to the left. This should also be easy for you to negotiate your legs. If you're having troubles negotiating your legs, you might want to practice being on the ground a little bit more. Excuse me, a little bit more. I don't know where that came from. Sucking your tummy, shoulder blades down and back.
I know where it came from.
You're using your obliques to pull you into this position. You're elongating through this side. Smiles are up. Sucking that tummy hard, you're working that transversus, good. Now since you're ready here, take the ball away, you're gonna lay it on top of your rollers. Nah. Butt is gonna go at one end, head is at the other end. Let me see what's going on here as we get to our music. Okay, we have made it to the end. We have worked some very strange motions to get the body into moving again. That whole process of breaking the body free to move again. And you know, if you look at old paintings, you'll so see people, you can tell it's wintertime by their body shapes. Their shoulders are rounded, their chest is collapsed, they're trying to keep the wind off their back. They're walking small and they tend to look like stumps. But by the time spring and summer paintings come, you see people more languid in their movements. They're taller and longer, obviously wearing a whole lot less. But you see in many cultures how they don't leave that winter posture because it's just, it remains cold, or it gets stuck in their system, or you know, it's easier for them to get to next winter by staying in that position. But we want to give the body the opportunity to come into its springtime, its expansive place, the time of growth. You want to open up instead of staying compressed and compacted. So as you're laying here, feel what you can lengthen, what you can get longer, what you can get more mobile, what you can move around. And then really feel what it feels like to expand your life. You've been in the cold of winter, you've been worried about the COVID lockdown, blah, blah, blah. See what it feels like to open up into the spring without fear, without worry, being completely supported. See what it feels like to breathe into that. How you would want to suck in support. How would you want to suck in success? How would you breathe if you're expanding? You're no longer enduring, you're expanding. What do you have to change in your mindset? And how can you breathe that mindset open? You guys have done an extraordinary job. Just breathe a little bit longer. I'm going to sit up to bring you guys home. This is springtime. And as I said, this is a time of expansion and growth. The ascending of energy. Feel what it feels like to support your own body in that ascension, expansion, and growth. How do you feed it? How do you rest it? How do you exercise it? How do you play? If you start from meditation, which is in your center, and you expand out, what does it feel like moving out into the world? into the springtime. On behalf of Maria and me, we would love to thank you for being here, sharing with us, being open, being willing, and for supporting us. Thank you, and namaste.
Namaste.
All right, lady.